Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the video. So I have some pretty good news to share with you all, and it is to do with the Java edition of the game, because a brand new snapshot just came out. It's called 18W19A, and although it's exciting in the usual snapshot ways, there's features in there that'll get you pretty excited, like the Dolphins grace effect, like other changes to the Dolphin and the Phantom, such as underwater mobs, if they're, at least if they're undead, and such as brand new biome names, like the Badlands. But also, in this update, they announced for the very first time that they're doing pre-releases very soon, and that's why they're working so hard to fix bugs for the most part. So that means that we're going to see in the very near future a pre-release for 1.13, and then sometime soon after that the full release, which of course means the updated content is getting pretty darn soon, and it's been officially confirmed by the pre-release thing. So hopefully you do enjoy this video, like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do want to keep on seeing these snapshot videos showing off stuff like the Dolphins grace, which again is a really weird thing that hasn't quite been deciphered in this update, but it does in fact exist. So let's start by talking about the key things in this update, going through item by item, what exactly do we have in this update. And the first thing is one that you're used to if you've seen the Bedrock betas, but just in case you haven't, now any undead water will be able to sink to the bottom of the ocean. So this actually includes the skeleton horse, as rare a mob as that is. So the skeleton horse can effectively breathe underwater, except in reality it's just that, it doesn't need to breathe underwater because it is a skeleton horse. And yeah, if you can ride it, which on PC is not quite so exciting because obviously that you have to do MBT tag stuff, basically the skeleton horse is also rideable underwater, which is really great for modded worlds and stuff. Again, more exciting on Bedrock, but it now exists here on the Java. This will break some mob elevators, because if you have zombies in there, they're going to sink rather than float now. But generally speaking, there's now a way to tell if a mob is dead or alive. If it sinks, it's dead, and if it floats, it's alive. Easy stuff. Let's move on to the second change in this update, which is actually to do with seagrass, because seagrass, everyone's favorite, or potentially favorite, some people surprisingly like seagrass actually, is found in more places, including underwater caves. So yeah, if you like this stuff, and you feel like there's not enough of it, you'll find it in underwater caves as well as around the place. Again, it's not a huge change, but it is to do with the world generator, which has also changed in this update, not just because of seagrass, but because of other technical changes. They've made the world generator incompatible with previous versions, so if you start the world in a previous snapshot, you have to convert it over, and if you have a 1.12 world, you have to convert it over too. This isn't going to be true for the Bedrock version, it's just a Java edition thing, and again, my world transferred just fine with a few issues. Like you can see, this is a pre-snapshot world, there's random patches of darkness underwater. Like seriously, look down there, it's bright dark. I'm not entirely certain, but it's something to keep in mind that previous snapshots will have issues in this update. So next up, let's talk about the kind of really intriguing stuff to me, because this is going to involve some louder audio, so I'll turn on my audio just a little bit so you can hear the brand new beacon and brand new conduit sound. So here is a beacon, as you can see. Makes a really cool sound that honestly kind of represents its ethereal nature. It's it's beaming up a magical beam to the sky that gives you abilities, and it makes a noise that, in my opinion, fairly represents that. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of the beacon, and they've done the same thing with the conduit. So I've got myself a pretty much finished conduit just below the seas right here, and if I give my, if I just properly activate this thing by placing a couple more prismarine blocks, as you're going to see right here, we get this thing finally done. What's going to happen is that kind of powering up effect. That's me being powered by this underwater crazy power, and again, I really like that. I think it adds to the theme of Minecraft. I know not everyone loves sound design, and not everyone even cares about it, like, oh, what does it matter what sound it plays? Or maybe some of you even play Minecraft on mute, but for those of you that don't play Minecraft on mute, which should be every one of you, because let's be honest, the soundtrack is like 10% the reason why some of us fell in love with the game, then yeah, you're gonna have a really cool, experience with the conduit and the beacon, two late game items, which now kind of have great sound effects to match the, the excitingness and the one-offness about the, both those things, in my opinion. So next up we have phantoms, which are now extra flappy, which is a little bit of a weird one to say honestly, but yeah, phantoms are extra flappy. Again, we haven't quite discovered that one, but it's something to keep in mind. We also have the fact that they've changed the upgrade paths from old versions to this ones, again, to make upgrading a little bit easier, because they changed the whole world generation. They've made it so you can copy the /seed output if you want. So that's my seed right now. I can copy that just by clicking on it like previously, and again, you can easier do that. And there's a few other things like this, so I'm going to quickly set the weather to clear, because no one likes a rainy day in the middle of a snapshot video. And we're going to talk about the fact that they've updated the credit list, because there are new people working at Mojang, so they've changed the credits. I'm not sure if this is your biggest deal. I always forget the credits are. I think it's back in the main menu. But yeah, they've updated the credits to make that more accurate, which is something you might be a big fan of. Again, I'm sure it's not the biggest of your concerns, but if it is, and you care about who made the game, now you've got a more accurate list on the Java version of the game. They say maybe some other stuff, which as far as I can tell includes the Dolphins Grace effect. Again, this is very secret, but there is a brand new effect found in this update. It's called Dolphins Grace. We don't know how to get it yet, but it is presumably going to be found from dolphins, and if you have Dolphins Grace, you can swim extra fast in water. This is me swimming in water. Look at the speed I have right here. It's crazy. It's pretty darn good, and it's because of the Dolphin Grace effect. So, again, we don't know how long it's going to be given, how it's going to be given, but we do know that the other effect from the old version, so, again, Bedrock betas have been getting a few features first here, and one of them is the dolphins. If you feed them stuff, then they'll get happy with you. They'll love you, because, you know, who doesn't love being fed fish, as you can see. Love right there. And, oh, I'm being fired at with a, oh, no, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Oh, gosh. I'm totally dead. Oh. I'm going to get back to life. And, in fact, you know what? That's such an amazing example of why the Drowned really is a real interesting and threatening mob in this update. The chance that they get a trident is, one, the big thing about them, because they are the only way to get tridents as of currently, and the fact that they can kill you pretty easily with one. It reminds you of why the trident is OP, and also it reminds you of why the Drowned can be threatening. Like, sometimes they'll fire one of those at you, and they're almost as annoying as skeletons. In fact, I'd say more annoying than skeletons. Did you see the distance that one killed me from? Pretty annoying. So, the other secret stuff, besides the fact that they've made the Dolphins Grace thing in effect, and they've changed the dolphins in upways, they've also changed the turtle egg, so the turtle egg looks pretty normal when you place it just like this. However, the inventory image looks much more normal. They've made it so you can find the half the sea and the Nautilus shells inside buried treasure chests if you go and look for those, so that's kind of nice. And they've also changed a few things as far as the you know, the buffet biome goes. So also, sorry, they've changed biome names as well, and the biome thing, which you can see because of the buffet thing. So here you can see if we go to you know, creative, and we make world type into buffet. So buffet is of course the brand new you know, thing they added in the last snapshot. They've changed it even more to add a brand new type. It's called caves, so we'll use this now just to show you how crazy and intense it is. And I'll show you how the biome list confirms that they've changed the name for a bunch of biomes. They said the reason they did this is to give them fancy new names, but they've changed a few biomes that are pretty well known in Minecraft, and I think they're kind of fair changes. Like extreme hills becomes mountains, and it's a little bit confusing because mountains are like a Minecraft feature, but now it's a Minecraft biome. Mushroom, you know, mushroom plains has become the mushroom fields, or mushroom, whatever. It's now mushroom fields and mushroom field shore, which is a little bit weird because mushroom island made more sense to me, but again, that's changes as well. We've got wooded hills, which is kind of an odd one, but the weirdest one to me is the fact that every Mesa biome has been renamed into Badlands. So there is the Badlands biome, there is the wooded Badlands plateau, there is the Badlands plateau, and then further down you can see there's even more Badlands, the modified wooded Badlands plateau, and the modified Badlands plateau. So we're going to take this just for the fun of it, or eroded Badlands just for the fun of it. We're going to go in with our buffet. I'm going to show you the brand new buffet type, which is caves. So I'll call this buffet just so we don't get confused. See, look at me renaming worlds. I'm very, very adulty and mature now, as you can see. Not even just naming everything new world. Which is, let's be honest, that's a problem we all have at some point, where we just come up with bad names and then come back to it and we're like, why did I come up with such terrible names? So yeah, this loading world thing is the new like I said, they had to make upgrade paths from old versions to new versions, so they've made it so whenever you start a world, for this snapshot at least, it's going to upgrade your spawn and make things pretty solid. Again, there's a chance it'll break things, but because it's a new world, I'm not too bothered here. And yeah, you can see this is the buffet using the cave preset. So it's taken, I'm going to need like so effect give toy cat night underscore vision, and then we'll give myself like 100 just for now. So you can see they've changed the buffet preset, which is one biome generating kind of like a sky-like biome thing, and they've changed it into a brand new thing where you can see this is the caves version. So the way this works, funnily enough, because you might be thinking like, oh, it's based on caves, right? This uses Nether generation, but with overworld blocks. So this is, as you can see, very reminiscent of a Nether, except it's overworld stuff. So this is a Mesa biome generating as if it was a Nether. So this is so interesting to me, because look around at this stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we've got the Mesa, you know, wood at the underground, you know, what are they called? Abandoned mine shafts underground, that are obviously going through the Mesa, except because it's the Nether kind of caves thing, they're just in the air itself, so really a crazy thing. You know, we've got these big Mesa spikes, but it's part of the Nether. It's a really strange thing, trying to apply different blocks to the Nether, but it's a thing that exists right here. And again, the reasoning behind this is that the way buffet worked before, where it was a floating island, it was end generation, but with different stuff, whereas this is, of course, a Nether generation of the same stuff. So I feel like, because this is so interesting, and I want to spend some real time just digging around some crazy stuff, especially after this update comes out. One thing I want to check out now, though, is the most interesting biome isn't necessarily just Mesa, although that probably is up there, or sorry, Badlands, as that biome is now known. But instead, it comes in, if we go back into buffet biome, and then we take, let's say, you know, rather than going in with something, you know, which is kind of nice by itself, what if we take something more like, you know, looking through the oceans, a deep, warm ocean, and we do the exact same thing. So, again, these three things, this is surface, this is overworld generation, this is never, and this is the end. Fun fact, just in case you're curious, they called it floating islands and caves, because it's more accurate to what it looks like, but it, yeah, that's what it kind of is. So, then we go into this exact same world, exact same stuff. I'm going to call this Buffet 2. And you're going to see, in fact, that's actually a pretty bad name system. I just pat myself on the back for naming something correctly, but I'm going to take that honor away from myself because it's not really so great. But yeah, so again, once we go through the same process of conversion and doing stuff like that, you'll see how using the ocean biome in a cave-like format, or a never-like format, basically things aren't going to look like anything. Instead of having any sense of anything in the world, what we're instead going to have is this, as you can see. So again, slash effect, give toycat night underscore vision. Fun fact, this is a really useful way to give yourself unlimited night vision. Just give yourself like 10,000 seconds and Minecraft just counts that forever. As you can see, this is what the Nether would look like if it was an ocean. And it's just, I mean, it's very, very confusing because obviously the ocean generates in certain waves like this. It's a weird thing, only happens in this update. And I think the buffet biome preset is a really exciting preview of, you know, like a new exciting option to play Survivor with, because trying to make anything out of this, or even just as a, you know, creative player, if you want to make something in here, this is a crazy environment. It's eye-catchy, it's intriguing, and yeah, it's something that's going to be coming in the next update for Java, and it should be a version of it will be eventually coming to Bedrock, maybe not in the next update, but yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see this sort of stuff, and I think this is a good end to today. Seriously, look at this thing. Look at this thing. And yeah, I hope you're all as excited as I am to see all of that. So thank you very much for watching today's snapshot video. Like it if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, subscribe if you're out here, because I, you know, follow Minecraft updates all the time, and I'd like to give you updates as soon as I can. So if you want to follow Minecraft updates, all you have to do is turn on notifications of this channel, and you'll see pretty much everything you need to know about the future of Minecraft, and especially the future of the update Quatic and everything beyond, because again, even though we're in a time where you know, it seems like more and more YouTubers are focused on other sorts of stuff, I will still focus on the most important stuff off the news. And what even is? Oh, it's another abandoned mineshaft. I will still focus on the most important stuff off the news and get it to you as fast as I humanly can in the best and most descriptive way we can. So thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.